What's up guys, today's review will be the 2020 HBO Max original show, and this one is Close Enough. The show is created by Quintel, who also created regular show. The show was originally aired on TBS, originally streamed on HBO Max as its original series, Netflix, and currently streaming on Amazon Prime Video, YouTube, and Google Play Store. The writing for this show is pretty solid as it does manage to be pretty funny with all the jokes and various shenanigans that occur, and some of them can also get pretty intense and action-packed. Also, like regular show before it, it uses the idea of turning mundane everyday activities and turn them into all sorts of wacky adventures and mishaps. Also, since this is an adult series, it's allowed to be more raunchy and crude, and these aspects are handled very well. However, it's not as strong as it was in regular show, and it did sadly end very abruptly. There are some pretty solid episodes like Cyber Matrix, Where'd You Go, Bridget, Man Up, Skate Dad, Halloween Enough, Sauceface, Josh Gets Shredded, Birthdays, Candice Revolution, 100% No Stress Day, The Canine Guy, House Guest from Hell, First Date, Prank War, Robots with Benefits, Cool Moms, and Haunted Couch. But there are also a few bad ones like World's Greatest Teacher, The Perfect Couple, and Legend of the Pier, and this wasn't intentional, but Match Made in Valhalla was a weak way to end the series. The show does have a pretty strong sense of humor, and this does lead to a lot of pretty funny moments like the witty dialogue and banter between the characters, all the insane shenanigans they get into, the gags and slapstick, some of the dark humor, the more crass adult humor and innuendos, and some of the gross out. But sometimes, but not often, it can be a bit too much. Some of the situations the characters get into can get pretty intense and action-packed, like whenever the characters go up against one of the show's villains, the chase scenes, and escaping from dangerous and death-defying situations. The animation has the same art style that regular show had, and it still looks pretty solid. The characters all have pretty good designs and fluid movements, the backgrounds are pretty well done, and there are some pretty decent effects. The characters may be more on the simple side, but they do manage to be very likable and they do have some solid chemistry. John and Emily are both very likable protagonists as they can be pretty funny with their banter, and they do have some solid chemistry with their differing personalities, like Josh usually being more carefree while Emily tries to be more responsible. But no matter what their differing traits are, they both try to be good parents to Candice. Candice is a pretty funny kid character, as while she can be very sweet, she can be very hyperactive and can be easily impressionable with current trends. Alex and Bridget are also pretty solid characters, and while they can be a bit out of control, they are pretty good friends to Josh and Emily despite getting them into trouble at times. And they too have their different traits and quirks, like Alex being more mundane, and Bridget being more wild. Most of the rest of the characters are also pretty likable and do have some neat traits of their own, like the sweet but tough Pearl, the loudmouthed Randy, the hippie Mr. Campbell, the cool JoJo, the easygoing Trish, Josh's co-workers Dante, Anders, and Raoul, and a few others. The voice acting is pretty solid, and the voice actors all manage to deliver some great performances, like Quintel as Josh, Gabrielle Walsh as Emily, Jessica DeSico as Candice, Jason Mantzoukas as Alex, Kimiko Glenn as Bridget, Danielle Brooks as Pearl, James Adamian as Randy, John Early as Mr. Campbell. The guest stars like Weird Al Yankovic, David Hasselhoff, George Lopez, Dave Foley, Jane Lynch, Judy Greer, Wendy Malick, Keith David, Andy Daly, George Newbern, Henry Winkler, and many more. The music by Mark Mothersbaugh, John Enroth, and Albert Fox is just as well composed as it was in regular show, and like there, it really captures the show's comedic tone. Also, it does make use of some 70s, 80s, and 90s songs during certain moments. And so, what is my verdict on this HBO Max original show? I'm giving it an 6.5 out of 10. Not as good as regular show, mainly because it was cut short, but this is still a very funny and enjoyable series. And it is nice to see Quintel go full out and basically give us an adult version of regular show. What will he do next? Only time will tell.
Ha ha ha!